If you care about paychecks, flights, and safety, listen up. During the 2025 federal government shutdown, the Pentagon says a $130 million anonymous donor came forward to help cover troop pay, raising Antideficiency Act questions. At the same time, 211,000 federal jobs have vanished across defense, Treasury, agriculture, HHS, VA, USAID, Interior, Transportation, NASA, and the Department of Justice. Today, we're going to get into who paid, whether it's legal, and how these cuts hit veterans care, inspections, disaster response, and space missions. So let's first get into the $130 million mystery. What happened, what it covers, and what are the risks? The Pentagon says it accepted a $130 million donation from an anonymous private donor to help cover troop pay during this shutdown. It was taken under DoD's General Gift Acceptance Authority. Officials won't name the donor or say whether they're even a U.S. or foreign individual. The White House calls him a friend, the Pentagon calls it anonymous, and Congress, as you might imagine, is asking questions. Here's the part that matters to paychecks. Troops did receive the mid-month paycheck after DoD shifted unused R&D funds to bridge the gap, but the next scheduled payday is October 30th. It is still a stress test unless Congress funds the government. Yes, the mystery check helps. No, it doesn't solve payroll. And how unusual is this? Well, very. The military is normally funded by Congress. Full stop. Accepting a giant private gift to offset salaries is a hard left turn from standard procedure. Ethics rules normally require review of any donation over $10,000 to ensure that the donor doesn't have substantial interest before the department. It also has extra scrutiny for non-U.S. donors. The other question is it even legal to use the money this way? Well, that's under debate. Some appropriators and budget experts are flagging the Antideficiency Act, which generally forbids agencies from spending in excess or in advance of appropriations. One budget veteran recently told CNN that the law is explicit that private donations cannot be used to offset a lapse in appropriations. This means DoD may accept the money, but using it to plug a shutdown hole could be a whole entire story. And what is the scale of this? Let's get into that. The White House pegs half-month military pay at about $6.5 billion. By that math, $130 million covers roughly 1/50th of half a month. Or, as one analyst put it, about a third of one day's pay. It's a headline number, not a lasting fix. And there's a ripple effect by this. A previous shutdown ended when airline disruptions spooked everyone. This year, air traffic controllers and other workers outside DoD are again bracing for missed pay, with obvious impacts on travel, safety, and reliability if staffing slips. One part getting paid during the shutdown can kind of make it a little bit more difficult for other people to work without pay. And this can lead and garner the great federal exodus and add to it. Who's leaving, how many, where it hurts? These are the questions. While the Pentagon hunts for payroll patches, the civilian federal workforce is bleeding talent. The Federal Harms Tracker tallies about 211,000 plus departures from civil service as of October 23rd, 2025. This is up 10,000 plus from September through firings, forced relocations, and the deferred resignation program. Nearly 4,000 of these individuals were terminated via the reduction in force launched during the shutdown. And what does this actually look like in practice? Well, here are the top 10 agencies with the most reductions this year. You have Defense with about 61,000. You have Treasury with about 31,000. You have Agriculture with about 21,000. You have Health and Human Services with about 14,000. Veterans Affairs right now has roughly about 12,000. USAID has roughly about 10,000. Interior has roughly about 10,000. Transportation has roughly about 5,000. NASA has roughly about 5,000. And Justice has roughly about 5,000 as well. That's not just numbers. These are the people who process veterans benefits, inspect food and drugs, manage wildfire response, and run space missions. The partnership warns that rapid loss of institutional knowledge and capacity is already affecting how well government functions. And over 80% of civil servants who work outside DC, meaning it impacts every state and every territory. This type of firing is not just a Washington, DC type effect. And the people should care because if you've never set foot in a federal building, you do feel the federal workforce. And for most people, it's during air travel or disaster aid. It could be through cybersecurity. It could be for veterans at VA clinics for those who are elderly. It could be Medicare. When agencies downsize or stall, lines can get longer, inspections can get thinner, and delays can pile up. It's exactly when a shutdown is already slowing things down that maybe there's some concern about losing that institutional knowledge. And so what do we have? Well, we've got troops paid, for now, thanks to emergency accounting and this mystery donor, a legality debate humming in the background, and a civilian government losing tens of thousands of experienced people. These are some things to think about. And if this was a movie, you'd call it far-fetched. In Washington, though, it's just another day. If you like this video or it helped you better understand what is happening, please hit that subscribe button and remember to like this video. If you got questions, write them in the comments below and we'll do our best to answer them. See you next time.